I hope they see a team that has an amazing spirit. We will really work hard to find our edge in different situations on the field. We have edge in many moments of the game and in individuals on the field, and that's going to be our focus. And I really hope that when people watch the game tomorrow, they feel that we are walking on the field with belief. We know we have to move a mountain tomorrow to win a game, and that's possible.
That was the answer on my second question. But what can we expect from Spain?
Yeah, I'm just not going to answer the question what we're going to expect from Spain, because I have no idea. Spain has an amazing team, really good individuals in each position, but what we expect for them against us is a bit based on what we do. We need to be able to walk out on a football field to see the game as one football game where two teams are playing, and that they don't have the advantages that they have in media above us. We need to eliminate all those thoughts to be able to get something out of the game. When we walked out on the field in Valencia for a few months ago, I know that my players found energy and intensity and believe in themselves to show themselves in front of their new coach for the first time. And if they can do that once, they can do that twice, and they have to find that moment again tomorrow.
Last question. How did you make the turnaround from the lost game to a team with confidence for the next?
I felt after the last game that we had pretty good confidence after the game. It was really painful to lose the game because we felt that we were progressing in many phases of the game. We definitely didn't find our edge in all moments that we wanted. Like, for example, in the finishing phase and the box defending, there are details in those two phases that I'm not satisfied with, and my players are not as well. But we also know that we are developing in many other phases of the game. I think defensively on set pieces, we did extremely well against one of the best teams in Europe on set pieces. And that I am very proud of. It is a big part of the game, and tomorrow it's going to be a really big part of the game. I'm 100% sure about that. In terms of owning the ball, we showed a lot of steps forward, which is extremely important to get something out of a game like against Spain. I don't think you beat Spain by only focusing on counterattacks and set pieces. I think you need to be able to dare and have and be brave enough to play out of the first pressure sometimes, and we're not going to kick the ball away in every moment of the game. You need to own more moments than only those that I mentioned before.
Hi, here, Sara Gutierrez from the Spanish National Radio. I would like to ask you as a coach if for you it's okay to have Spain in your group, the same group from the beginning. I don't know if for you it's challenging or is it too much pressure from the beginning? Thank you.
Yeah, I knew that when I decided to take over Belgium, I knew that I would play Spain 3 times. So if I was thinking about secure results for my average points as a coach, wouldn't have been maybe the most smartest thing to do, to take over that team. But at the same time, I look at it that way, that you get to play against maybe the best team in the world. If not, definitely top 3 best team in the world 3 times. You get to challenge yourself as a coach tactically. You get to challenge your players mentally, tactically, physically, in so many aspects of the game. And I think it's amazing. And I know that my players feel the same. We had one really good game against them. We had one that was not at all good. Now it's the 3rd game, and it's a completely different game. You never know.
Hello, Caro Padron from ESPN, Latin American, United States. Which weakness from Spain do you think you can use to win?
Yeah, I have some book of weaknesses. and the team of Spain that I keep for myself. Of course, I've tried to find all of those weaknesses. I'm not going to expose them in a press conference because then they might speak a little bit more about that. But I think there are definitely moments during 95 minutes that you can expose Spain. You've seen that we have looked really closely at the games that they have played through the last year, and they've played very different opponents, and you can see patterns of things that they struggle with, and we're going to use those patterns tomorrow.
Hi, coach. Is it for you as a coach, maybe the most difficult part is to find the balance between being brave and also not being naive?
That's a very loaded question. I can answer it in a many different way, but I think we are all choosing to be brave. And if you don't do that, walking into a game like tomorrow, then you're just being naive, I think. I think your choice always has to be brave and believe in yourself, but you also have to pick the moments where you're brave extremely well to not becoming naive.
Hello, coach. You said you want to focus on your team, of course, but we understand now you have a book about Spain. So without revealing the secrets, what is the difference Spain with Bonmati and without her?
Yeah, Spain has so many good players. Of course, they don't get weak when they have 2-3 players out, even if it's the top 3 players. I don't think they become weak. They become different. Bonmati can solve situations that no other players in the world can, and it is really difficult in a disciplined block of defense to be able to execute actions in a good way every single time when you play against a player like her, because she just reads something that nobody else does. It would be interesting to see into her brain why it's like that, but I'm not going to be surprised if she plays tomorrow, and if she plays tomorrow, then it's going to be even more fun to beat Spain with her.
You will have to play differently if she plays.
No, we won't play any differently based on who is playing. Definitely not.
Okay.
Hi, coach. Are there any injuries?
No, we have everyone 100%.
All right. I was wondering, as you are in a tight spot, having lost the first game, you're now playing against probably maybe the best team in the world, as you just said. What did you tell the players before this game?
Yeah, we directly in the morning after the game against Italy, we just spoke about our feelings for 10-15 minutes to just erase that before preparing the game against Spain, and we were all really disappointed. And like I said, it's painful to lose the first game of the Euros, especially when you feel like it's a 50-50 game and you maybe should have deserved a point out of that game, and that will be different for us. And then we just had to set all focus on the game against Spain. And of course, I think it's all about building confidence. I think my players need to feel that they have freedom from us as coaches to make mistakes, to try to use their strengths. I want them to be at their best tomorrow, and we have prepared them in the best possible way. And I'm always saying that if you want to high perform, you have to have a good feeling. It isn't a cliche to play in a flow. Flow is something that is actually exists, and there is a flow model behind the word flow. And if you can get players into the right side of the flow model, then you are feeling good and you can enjoy playing a football game. I know that we were there when we were in Spain till the last 10 minutes when the pressure was on, and we didn't control it mentally like we should have. But during the game, I felt that I had players that were enjoying playing against an extremely good team, using their strengths. And I hope and I believe that I can get my team there tomorrow, but I also know that it has to happen pretty early in the game that you find that feeling.
Yeah. Is that easy to get them on the right side of the flow model after you lose?
No, it's the toughest task that you can have as a coach, but I also really enjoy the challenge of being a coach where you have to figure out what you say to your players and how you work with your staff. I don't think this is easy. This is extremely tough, and you're really pressured as a coach. That's not a lie, especially if you lose the first game and you know that to survive the group and have it in your own hands, you have to beat Spain. I think you can walk out now to the center of this town and you can ask 5,000 people who wins the game tomorrow, and 4,999 is going to say Spain. The only one who says Belgium doesn't know anything about football.
Did you say that to your players too?
No, but we all know this. It's not about what people out there think. It's about what we believe, and that belief is being built with inside the locker room and inside the conference room. And when they go to sleep, they have to work with that belief, and they cannot fall asleep till they believe. And this is what I'm saying to them constantly. And I know that that's what all of my players will do before we wake up tomorrow and going to enjoy the game tomorrow. And then you have to have a good feeling in the beginning of the game. If it starts like the game against Portugal, you all know the mountain gets bigger.
Yeah, sorry, I have
Last question, yeah.
if that's fine. Having played Spain this many times, do you think you can still surprise them?
Football is so weird. You can always surprise, and sometimes you just can't surprise. So I don't have an answer to that question. Maybe we will surprise ourselves. Maybe Spain will surprise themselves. Maybe they surprise us, and maybe we surprise them. I don't know.
Oké, thank you very much. Merci beaucoup. Dank u wel. Tot straks.
Thank you.